and said, O Lord, thou bearest rule of every wood on the earth, and of all the trees thereon. Thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
One only vine. That's talking about the nation of Israel. All right? Read that verse again.
Second Esdras chapter 5, verse 23. And said, O Lord, that beareth rule of every wood on the earth, and of all the trees thereof. Thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
One only vine. Scriptures say in Isaiah 5 and 7, Isaiah 5 and 7, for the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, and behold oppression, for righteousness, and but behold a cry. Okay? So the vine, the chosen vine of the Lord is the nation of Israel. We're compared to his vineyard and his pleasant plant, the men of Israel. Keep reading.
And of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
The pit, which is talking about lands, is talking about the land of Israel. All right, which is, that land is in the what? The Fertile Crescent?
Yeah.
It's by far the most fertile and most beautiful land on the planet. Not right now, because them demons over there are perverting it with all their abominations and them heathens. But when we restore it again in the kingdom of heaven, when we get these nations to replant it and build it up properly with the Spirit of the Lord, and the land gets the land sabbath and all that, it's going to be the glory of all lands. I tell you that in Ezekiel 20. That's why they fight over the land of Israel. It's not because it's those people's land. They fight over it because it is by far the most, it's a sacred land, man. And sacred means holy or pure. And that land is our land, man. Okay? Keep reading.
Second Esdras chapter 5, verse 24. And of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen but one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
Yeah, the Lord loves the lily. Amongst all the flowers, he loves the lily. All right? Keep reading.
And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee with one river.
And that river is the river of Jordan. All right, when you read the scriptures, a lot of great things happen at the river of Jordan. One, when the children of Israel was coming out of the wilderness, when Joshua was the leader, the Lord split the waters and allowed the children of Israel to cross the land of the river of Jordan. All right. And then the water didn't go back until after the Ark of the Covenant was left out. And they put 12 stones to represent the 12 tribes as a monument of them crossing from the wilderness to the land of Canaan to take it and destroy them damn Canaanites, them Hamites of South Africans. All right? And also the Lord was baptized there. All right? When John the Baptist was baptizing the people that was set up to receive the Lord. So that river is the river of Jordan. All right? And you got people that go over there now, like if Jake ever go over there, they always talk about how they feel like a certain connection to that river. Because that's our land. And that body of water, that was a lot of great things happened around that body of water, a lot of miraculous things that the Lord showed his power there. Keep reading.
Hey, let's have 9 in front of the courthouse.
Second Esdras chapter 5, verse 25. And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river. And of all the built cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
That's right. Speak while I find this real quick.
And of the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, which is Jordan River. And of all the built cities thou hast hallowed Israel unto thyself, which is the nation. Israel is a people before it's a place.
Yep.
So Israel is the chosen people, which we've been breaking down.
What's the scripture in here that says that Zion is the perfection of beauty? All right, the perfect or the beloved city is like the perfection of beauty. I can't find it, man, but it's in the Psalms. All right, it's like you can keep reading. Yeah, I ain't gonna stress myself.
Not Isaiah, 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 25. And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river. And of all the built cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
Which the word Zion comes from the Hebrew word Zion, which means the Lord's monument. That's what, like it, and that's spiritual in itself, because when you read about the children of Israel, anytime the Lord did something, they always set up monuments for remembrance. All right? And our people do the same thing too. Proving we're Israelites. You Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans. All right? Okay? And you get that from the Lord. That shows we're his children, because he remembers you. You're his memorial. Okay? Going back to being a peculiar people, his property, his own private property. You belong to the Lord. Okay? You don't belong to yourself, and you damn sure don't belong to these damn heathens. Keep reading. That's why Jacob's rebellious too. Keep reading.
And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove.
Yeah, the Lord called us his beloved, like he compares us to a dove. A dove is one of the docile birds. Like people, they domesticate doves, and they're real pretty birds, and they're white, and it represents purity, just like the children of Israel. Keep reading.
And of all the cattle thou hast made, and of all the cattle.
I smiled at the girl, she was cute, whatever. But we focusing, cute. Yeah, he got jealous, he had to start.
And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast proven to be one sheep.
Who's compared to sheep in the scriptures? The children of Israel. And a sheep is, we was talking about this because the one Jake on my job, the girls, the Edomite, he had this goatee shaped like a goat. She called him a goat. She's like, you old goat, you like a billy goat. And I said, that's spiritual. I didn't say it was spiritual like that, but I said, that's funny. I said, goats, they cry before they die. Sheep don't cry. Sheep docile, so they'll walk straight into the slaughter. And the scriptures say that about the Lord. When they was leading him to be crucified, they say he didn't open his mouth. He was like a sheep that was getting sheared. His wool cut. It was at peace. And our people are like that. They're not afraid of death if they in the right spirit. But Esau's scared of death, so he's like a goat. He's screaming stuff, and the scriptures call him a goat. They call Alexander the Great that rough he-goat. Okay, that you read in, was it Daniel's chapter 8? Yeah, keep reading.
And of all of the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people.
Plain. Out of all the multitudes of the people, all these nations on the earth, the Lord chose one nation to be his peculiar treasure. That's the children of Israel. Okay? Keep reading.
And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
That's right. And all the nations, they except Esau, he don't respect the Bible. But these other nations, they honored our forefathers